But yeah, I mean, I've born and raised in Sacramento. I mean, that was my home pool room. I grew up out of Great American Billiards and stuff, and um, it changed to when Chuck and Karen took over. I mean, they really did. Chuck, Karen, her husband. I mean, it's just Mike. They've all they all just they did so much for pool. I mean, even when it was Great American, it was great, but it was just kind of died off after a while. And now, Oscar's got a heck of a pool room. I mean, great owner, great guy. I mean,
Yeah, for sure.
I think, everybody's lucky to have him in the area, because he'll definitely do a lot more for pool too, so it's an all around win win for everyone.
So the match just actually began, and we have Francis broke, and we have Lil Al at the table right now. We have a radar gun on the table, and that was a clocked break speed of 5 miles an hour. And we have the break speed graphic provided by Renew Cali Solar. So thank you, Mo Rashid, for providing that.
Nice. I never thought about that.
Another thing we started yesterday here, Tony, was we have wireless heart rate monitors that we've asked players that are on the stream table to use.
Nice.
So in real time, we had Oscar Dominguez matched up with, let's see, who was he playing yesterday? George Pagulayan. And the two of them
Hmm.
had their heart rate monitors on. And it's voluntary. And these two players have opted not to wear them. But we will ask, I'm sure Oscar for the next match will have them on. And that's kind of an interesting dimension to live streaming as well. We're trying to elevate and everyone watching, we have 22 camera angles on this table, and so we're
So right here,
okay.
a good shot comes up. He's gonna. I wouldn't do what he's about to do because he just opened up the bank lane. Um, you know, if he didn't shoot so quick, I would have said just run off the three and twist the ball a little bit to come back to the behind the one and the seven, and he kind of put the other guy in a bad spot. He could have put Francis in a bad spot. Instead, he sold the farm a little bit, by giving up a free shot here. Now he should just try to roll down and come to the backside of the six. He did miss that. So now, if I'm Al, I'm going to run off the six a little bit and put him behind the one and the seven. I'm going to try to squeeze him up on the 14 and the one without touching the one hard enough to where you can basically not move the one and the seven out, to where you break them up or nothing. So if he uses running English with a lot of top left and kind of hits the six ball fat, he'll come two rails to the bottom of the 14. Kind of like what he just did right there, which is perfect. Now, if he would have got right up on the one, he wouldn't let him skim off here like he's going to be able to. So now he's going to be able to skim off the one, come two rails to the back of the three. He hit it a little bit hard and left him the seven ball banking away. I don't think he can get his cue ball out of the way, though. These guys kind of play a little fast, so it's going to be
We have, for those that don't know, Lil Al, he's been playing for decades. He's a cue
right.
maker, 78 years old, and man, he is still in action regularly here at Hard Times.
No, he's a great guy too.
Yeah, he is.
Now he can thin off the seven, barely moving it, and then kind of put him behind the on the rail. Just like he hit it a little too fat, and I think he might have gave up the 14, but I can't really tell from here. No, he might have got away with it a little bit. So he's just gonna kind of skim off the 15. See, I would have skimmed off the 15 instead, so I could break open a little bit of another ball. Instead, now he pushed the six to where the six only goes in Francis's hole. He's gonna go two rails and try to stick him behind in there. You know. So now if I'm Al, here's a better shot. Instead of coming off the three or the seven, come off the 15 ball, which is I believe that's the 15 and the five, and come to the side rail with some outside English. So now you would have broke up a couple balls to your hole. Instead, he's kind of just he's not opening up a ball and giving himself a chance to have a ball that goes to his hole. Now you're gonna run off the 7 and stick him back. See, he opened up the ball and he probably shouldn't have. He should have ran off the 7 a little bit fat and come back to the backside of that. But he's still okay. I'm gonna say he's probably just gonna try to run off a little bit, but I don't know if he can see this. I don't think he can see the 6 enough, right? Don't look like it.
No, I think you can see maybe just a third of the ball or even less.
So if I'm here, I'm just gonna run off the 15 and just kind of leave him on the bottom rail, just enough to where I barely touch the cue ball to the bottom rail.
I was looking for the bridge here.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday we saw little Al playing. He had a newspaper rolled up in his back pocket, which for those of us that know him is that's just textbook Al. He walks here every day from his house. He walks miles a day at 78 years old to get to and from work. His shop is set up right next door here.
So if I was out, I'd probably just gonna need to run off the 2 again.
So obviously, Tony, you're in the driver's seat here, remote commentating from Louisiana. But if there's a camera angle you'd prefer to see, let me know and I'll flash it immediately for you.
Yeah, no.
We're here in the back room at Hard Times. This is table 4 in the tournament room. This is the stream table. We have about 44 people left in the tournament. This is day 2 of the double elimination Lil Al annual one pocket tournament. The winner's side is a race to 3 and the B side is a race to 2. And we're playing Derby City rules for this tournament. So Al is really taking his time analyzing his options here, Tony. What do you see as a possibility?
I would think he'd just run off the 13, honestly. I mean, it's not, the only reason you can't go for the 10 is because the 12 and the 14 are actually a kind of easy, combo, and the ones I think still goes. So he's kind of just got to kind of run off and just try to stick him back underneath. That's good enough for the moment. I would have liked to seen him get on the backside of the 14 maybe a little bit. Not enough to where he could have sold out a bank, but that works. So it's kind of going to be a little tic-tac-toe. Same thing is going to keep happening for a little bit. That's a little bit better of a spot. If it would have gone up just a tad bit higher, then it would have been harder for Francis to keep trying to put him in the same spot.
That was an aggressive shot.
Yeah.
He sold out a ball, didn't he?
Yeah, yeah, he's gonna give up some shots here. So Francis will run some. I didn't even see what just happened right there.
Lil Al just made one ball, and he's looking at the 2 ball here, I think.
Okay. I was thinking for some reason Francis was at the table. So he'll try to bank this and kind of hold his rock a little bit. Oh, dang.
Boy,
I can't believe it went. Well, he must have touched the 14 and all, 1 a little bit. As you can see, they broke up a little. So if I'm Francis here, I don't really like. I mean, I guess it works. Yeah, the combo's easy enough. Left himself a little tough there.
he's got some room to run here.
Yeah, he should pull back. Shoot the 3, pull back. Play the 9, pull back, and try to hit the 2 or the 4 a little.
Just to move him to his side.
Yeah, or you can. Well, I don't know how. He must have an angle the other way, maybe. No, he didn't. Left him a little funny there. He's got a good shot here where he can shoot the 15 into the 9 and let the cue ball trickle down to the backside of the 12 off the side rail. He's not going for it though. So he could have used a good 2-way shot there and just played the cue ball.
That was a good little run, and he ended it. He ended it well. He didn't give up much to Lil Al here.
I was hitting the ball a little harder than he probably wants to, I think, sometimes.
Lil Al has a lot more energy than me, I think, watching him hop around the table. And he's just got so much stamina. You know, he's 78 years old, and he's just a mover. All right, so I mean, Francis is up 5-1, so now it's just time to start moving the balls up table, Tony. Put some pressure on Lil Al to make something happen.
Honestly, like in this spot, I would start shooting the 4 and well, actually, Al's at the table right now, right?
Yeah.
So if I'm Al, I'm going to shoot the 2 and bank it, even though I don't really have a lane. I'm just going to try to bank it down to my hole and try to place the cue ball off the side rail back towards just close to the 6, just like he did right there. Perfect. So he did a cover up and he got a couple balls closer to his hole.
Thank you, Alex, for liking the stream. Folks, if you're enjoying this, we have Tony Chohan live with play-by-play. Please like and share the stream. Let people know Tony Chohan is in the house, back at his home turf here in Hard Times Billiards, Sacramento, California. Remote commentary from New Orleans.
So I was trying to do the same thing and just kind of, you didn't really get to where he wanted to. So I think Francis is going to be either able to shoot the 4 banked up towards the 5, or he's going to kick it from the backside.
Got a lot of people in the chat saying hi to you, Tony.
Hello, everyone.
You have a huge following, Tony, for good reason.
Got Corey, Adrian Prasad, Jay Miles. List goes on.
Thanks. Hi there.
Did he get it tucked? What a shot.
Yeah,
Speed control was stellar on that. Well,
so I think if I'm out here in this spot, he's got a couple of choices. I don't know if he can see. Can he see the side rail behind the 15? I don't think so. It don't look like it. And when I say the other angle to the backside to the ball where on Francis's side, I kind of like the combo here and just kind of draw back a little bit. Yeah, I don't think he can see the back rail from where he's at. If he could, I mean, it's still not a very good shot from that angle. But I'm gonna say I would kind of shoot the 10-2 combo and just kind of draw my rock to the rail, and then kind of that way it just kind of leaves a longer shot.
Oh,
he took an intentional foul. Nothing wrong with it, I guess.
Great shot by Francis. Will jumped out of his seat before either of
So
these
Al's
balls
got no
stopped moving.
choice but to use a lot of English with low left-hand English. You try to bank this ball and kind of just let it go up the rail. But you got to play this ball to make it, because if you make it, you have a good chance of running out. I don't like using center ball there. I would use outside English, if anything. Low left-hand English would have got the ball to run up the table. You could have hit it a little slower and pull the ball to your hole. Francis is either going to shoot a 2 rail, or is he trying to make it straight in? Tried shooting it straight in.
All right, Tony. Sitting next to me here is Oscar Dominguez. He can hear you. How you doing, Oscar?
I'm good. I'm good. Where's my mic over there? Good.
You're good. All right. What's up, yo? Oscar
What's up?
Dominguez, guys. Tony, we
What's
miss you
going
out here,
on?
brother.
Be back soon, hopefully.
Yeah. Well, if Nola treats you bad, he always got home here.
That's for sure.
That's good. Well, you got
Winter side too, Oscar.
yeah, they've been nice to me. I was expecting actually Kianko to be here. I was expecting John Schmidt to be here. So I was
Right.
expecting a real strong field, but then it's mostly locals and Bay Area guys, and
Right.
so I was a little surprised there.
Well, something's better than nothing.
Yeah, it's nice to see Little Al grind it out over here. I'll tell you, you got a big match coming up soon.
Yeah, I'm playing chip for the trying to bet more, but hey, I gotta take what I can get or try to bet as high, high
Yeah,
as
of
you
course.
can, man.
Yeah, I mean, that's what people don't understand. It's like it's not personal. It's just business. The
Yeah.
more you
Trying
bet,
to make money.
yeah, of
When you
course,
win, you want to win as much as you can.
absolutely.
The guy beat me, so I can't say nothing but raise the bet.
Yeah, that's all you can do. Go bust or make a score.
So I think Al might be able to cut this ball in.
Yeah, and that
And
15th is kind of a blessing. You can't scratch there.
I would use a lot of right hand English and let it go all above the to the rail above the 15, so that way you got a chance to run some balls. And you hit that a little fat, but he got the cube on. I thought it was a good spot.
If he hits a 6 full there, he's in a decent spot. Here he's not so good because he's selling out the 11 ball.
All right.
Now, Tony, I got a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
When you run balls in one pocket, like,
Yeah.
Did you have a tough time adjusting at the beginning? Were you like getting it straight in on position? Now it comes naturally. You already know. You kind of have a pattern in your head of which balls to clean up and stuff like that. But you were always a 9-ball player. 8-ball player. And did it take you a while to kind of get dialed into where
As
how to
far as
run balls?
playing shape
Yeah,
and
playing
running
shape.
balls,
Yeah.
I mean, for the most part, when I'm playing shape for balls, I don't really try to get perfect on one ball unless that's the only option I have. I try to, it's like 8-ball, right? When you're
Right.
playing 8-ball, you always leave yourself in an area where if you get bad on one side, you always got another ball, right?
Perfect. Yeah, I agree.
So it's pretty much the same consistency for one pocket also because there's 15 balls on the table that you get to go after.
It's
You
true.
know, of course, I mean, it's not like, even in 9-ball, I mean, people think you have to have precision um, shape. You really don't, not always, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's not nice to always be dead straight in either where you don't have an angle, but I mean, I guess for the most part, that's what you're hoping is to never be dead straight in.
Right. Yeah, because I've noticed guys like John Schmidt. He just runs the ball so effortlessly in one pocket, and then I see guys like yourself. It's
Mhm.
almost like a kind of gross, actually, the way you guys just pick balls and make it
I
so
mean, there's
effortless.
times where I used to break the balls really well. I mean, break the balls. I mean, run the balls really well, for a long period of time. And then I think lately I haven't ran the balls quite as good as I once did. I mean, I still get out sometimes, but I feel like I'm supposed to run the balls better. But I guess sometimes it's lack of action or just lack of, playing as much as I can.
Yeah. Also, you haven't been active. You've been doing business stuff, and you've been moving a lot. You've been traveling a lot. So a lot of people think, oh, you play this guy Tony's playing tournaments all over the country. You don't really play a lot of pool when you're traveling.
No,
It's a big
I
misconception.
honestly, it's funny because people do always say that I'm playing a lot of pool. I hardly play any pool because I have so many other things. I mean, yeah, I don't own a pool room or I don't own a certain business, but I do have businesses that I'm running every day.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'd just rather be in competition every day. It's not even about having to, if I could play 50 or 100 a game every single day, I'd be in action nonstop.
Mhm.
People say, "Oh, well, I would do that if I lived by you." Well, why? For the people that don't know me and people that do know me or have ever been around me, I'm just a realist. Like people can say that all the time, but I hardly ever see anybody ever doing it. And I live here, and I don't see that many people ever doing it. So it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. I mean, it's just the nature of the beast. Meanwhile, here Al has a pretty good opportunity to create more strength here on his side.
So here's a good shot right here. Bank the 2 hard. Which one's his hole? The one over
Left,
by the
bottom
yeah.
left.
Okay. So bank the 2 hard into the 1-4. I don't know if he can catch it underneath the 1, but I think he can catch the top side of the 1 to knock into the 4 a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
and keep the cue ball there.
Yeah, he sticks
Gets
them in
the
the
right
stack.
action on the 1, it's going to hit the 4 towards the hole too.
Right. Yeah, I agree 100%. That is the shot. You want to definitely protect the cue ball. You want the cue ball to hit
The
into
cue
the
ball is
6.
the main ingredient for sure. Now, if he could put the cue ball right on the 6 and the 11 blocks off, well, now it's even bigger.
I don't like the shot. I don't like shooting the 8. You don't really create much strength towards your side.
Nah, this one's no good. He's gonna let him right out of the trap if he does this.
I mean, right now he's got him. Unless the cue ball and the 2 bar are so close together, where he feels he's going to double hit. But that was. I noticed one of the things that I've learned from Billy and Cardona. He says, you have the opportunity to create strength. You gotta put strength on your side. It's trying to wait for him to make a mistake. You want to force him to make a mistake.
Yeah. Those are the keys.
You have a lot of followers here, Tony. In the comments, we have Brian LePass saying he would love to see you match up again with Filler. And Mike Weltree. Mike Weltree saying he still has the T-Rex Hunter cue.
Oh, nice.
Oh my God, he has that cue. I remember that cue. That cue was badass.
Yeah. That cue was a nice one. I designed that one.
Sick. So Little Al here has a couple of options. I kind of like, you can bank the 10 ball and send the cue ball into the 7. Try to do that shot, which, bank underneath and try to combo the 4.
In my opinion, right here, like, let's see. I mean,
bank the 14 and twist it and put the cue ball.
Honestly, you got to bank the 10 into the bottom rail, hit it kind of fat so it hits the 4, play the cue ball into the bottom of the 7. Or you bank the combo bank into it and push the cue ball through. But
combo bank's a good one. I like that. Which is a 12-7.
In my opinion, I like that. I mean, honestly, if I'm shooting right here, I'm banking the 14 free towards my hole and just rolling it up and leaving the cue ball right in between the 2 and the 6.
Look at this shot.
That's a good shot.
That's a good shot. I like the speed at which he hit it too.
Yeah. Problem comes with shots like that is you leave a person kind of, I don't know. He gets to kind of play a little bit of offense back now.
Uh-oh.
I didn't really like that.
You go busted right there.
I don't know exactly where he was trying to bank that 1 so hard and high like that.
I don't know. He just mishit it terribly, I think.
Yeah, I didn't really like that.
I'm definitely gonna make fun of Francis.
So you play the combo, play the cue ball to the rail and back out.
Yeah, to play position for the 9, right?
Yeah.
Hit it well, but not good enough.
What's the pocket size? 4 3/8?
4.5, the pro cut.
Yeah.
Oh, with the deep shelf, so they kind of hang balls
They
up.
still, yeah, it still seems like they still stay up. Are all the tables diamonds back there now?
I got 4 of them now.
4 more to go.
4 more to go. Yeah. I'm trying, man. It's just,
Eventually.
Eventually. I run out of money. I have these great ideas,
Don't
but I
we
just
all?
run out of money. Don't we all? It's true. So, obviously, big shout out to Aaron here at Aaron's Pool Parlor, coming out and streaming.
Sure.
Thanks, Oscar. Thank you, Tony, for chiming in here, sharing some tidbits of knowledge.
No problem.
We're happy to be here, Oscar. You and Desiree have done such great things with what was already a stellar pool hall.
Yeah,
And just your touches and your
your
talent has really just elevated it again.
we have, I've been to a lot of pool rooms all over the world, and it's just like there's a lot of ideas that I want to do, and it's just, again,
I tell people all the time, I'm like, you'll never find a better pool room than yours.
thanks, bud. It's kind of surreal,
As
honestly.
far as just business in general and, just everything, it's just always been a really good pool room. And I mean, it really, and it says a lot about the community also, because they're supportive, they've always been supportive in that area.
Mhm.
It's one of the best, probably 4-way sections to have a place in the world, really, also, because you got the police station right behind you. You know, you got gas station one side, grocery store on the other side, and there was all kinds of things. You had a little bit of everything around there.
That's true. That's true.
Your walking distance to get stuff.
Yeah, and you're like right off the 80, just a major highway
yeah.
out here in Sacramento.
Yeah.
It's just it's accessible, and
Yeah.
back when I was back in the day, I always well, what a shot there by Francis, by the way.
Yeah.
Jeez Louise. One shot changed the whole panoramic here.
In a little bit of a predicament here.
It's almost worth fouling here.
I think he will end up fouling, to tell you the truth. Actually, he really don't need to foul. Honestly, there's a good shot just shooting the 10 into the 5 and break those balls up and leave the cue ball right there on the 11.
See, that's above my pay grade right there. I mean, see, Tony, like for me,
But the only reason I'm saying this is because you need to get balls going to your hole, and the balls are nothing on this table is looking right for your hole.
Right. That makes perfect sense. Yeah.
I mean, so let me ask you a question. He took this foul. What did he do? He did
not
nothing.
accomplish
You know
anything.
why?
Yeah, there's no
Because
strength.
no ball goes to his hole.
Yeah.
Now Francis gets a free bank at the 7 and gets to bring the cue ball up table. And then if he makes the 7, he's going to get the 9. So the only thing that helped him was the fact that he did get to spot the 4. But other than that, not much.
Of course, Francis absolutely ginned the bank. Now, a lot of times here, Tony, is this a great shot? Like, you're jacked up straight in on that 9 ball.
Honestly, like in my opinion, I'm not so sure. I mean, I probably am going to shoot this shot. Don't get me wrong. But I might just shoot the 8 toward my hole anyways and just leave the cue ball there.
Yeah, because you're not going to win with that 9 ball anyways.
Or I might bank the 12 ball 2 rails and run my cue ball off the rail into the 8.
That is a sweet shot. What you just said there, I really like it.
Yeah.
That 2 rail bank on the 8.
Yeah.
He found. Sorry, he lost one. And again, he's Owl's here facing an uphill battle because, like Tony's been mentioning before, is that he has nothing on his side to create any type of threat to Francis. So Francis is going to bank and send the cue ball towards the 8-12, which is being very cautious not to scratch. Yeah. Hit a little weak. He's leaving Al a nice return opportunity and send the cue ball into the stack.
I like the shot, but I'm looking to run into the 13 with outside English, if anything.
Right, that's what I was thinking.
13 or the 6 or the deuce. Any of them balls he could have hit and would have been better. Now he gets a free bank, so.
But Francis hit it with his purse.
No.
Now he's got a shot at the 8 ball here. High inside and kills it off the. Well, it's a little.
Off the 8, you said?
Yeah, I mean, you can try to bank the 8 ball, no?
No.
No, you go busted.
Too close.
Well, that's why I go busted, Tony.
Unless your speed's that good that you can hold the cue ball too.
No, it's not.
I mean, you might be able to tell a little bit better being right there. Sometimes it's hard for me to just tell in general, just from watching the screen.
It's a good shot there by Francis.
So here's another opportunity for him to do something, which is open the 14-3 up because it's not helping him.
Interesting.
I guess he's got to bank this 8. He hit it good.
Yeah, what a great shot there. It worked out well.
Good, actually, because he hit it the right way too. He hit the second rail and got it to kick the 15. But now Francis just going to cross the 8 and stick the cue ball kind of right, on the backside. And then Al will be in a worse spot again. So now Al's going to have to go. I don't think he needs to go that way. I think he should go the other way. Only problem, actually, I would go the other way. The way he was looking right there that way with a lot of right-hand English, kind of masse it and let the kill just kind of take it up. The reason being is because the other way you either sell out the 9 if you're trying to get to the inside of the stack, or you don't hit it. The 15 or the 15 might come up to where he could bank it towards a 9. If he doesn't get far enough underneath.
He's really going to dig into this ball here. I mean, if he's going to go the opposite way, you really got to go into it with a heavy spin shot. Kind of flirt with the scratch, but
people don't realize though you can hit this soft and masse it, kind of jacked up, and you'll barely move the 15 and get a lot of English. Yeah. So he kind of hit that one perfect.
Good control, good cue ball.
All right.
I really can't imagine 2 better people to have doing analysis in a one pocket match, guys. Thank you so much for being a part of this. This is special.
Okay, no problem.
He actually got a really nice kiss there.
He got ready
because he kind of blocked off the 9.
That's the type of roll that kind of puts you on tilt, right, Tony?
Let's see.
Now,
I'm on it now. I'm just going to bank the 12 towards my hole and hit it fat and put the cue ball to the right side.
Right to the side pocket where it was originally, right? Basically where it was earlier.
Or just try to slide it over. Actually, just use kind of low left-hand English and let the cue ball just kind of slide over towards the corner pocket. That way you don't give up a bank on the 15. Instead, he would have to try to cross it or do something. You know what I mean? You couldn't do as much. And it doesn't really matter if the 12 doesn't sit by the hole. You're just trying to get it, the cue ball's the main portion.
Just trying to put the 12 in play.
Yeah. 12 does him no good being where it's at, but it helps Francis all. I like this aggressive shot. I just don't like it because if the 8 touches the 14, it pushes the 15 and the 11. Pushes the 5, the 11, the 6 open. So it can be really good or really bad. Well, it got lucky because it didn't. Well, see, there started to come apart.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to kind of move the furniture a little bit. I mean, you can't just try
Yeah,
to.
but he's had opportunities before and he didn't do it. That's the problem. You have to pick your spots, you know. Here, Francis is just going to roll and hit that edge and just kind of slow roll it towards the hole and hope that makes it. If he doesn't, oh well. But he did.
Shot.
I wish I could shoot as straight as these guys. If I
I mean,
shot,
honestly, Tony, like if you had, say, the firepower in terms of pocketing, like let's just
yeah,
say, not even Joshua Filler. We're not even gonna go that far. Let's just go
no,
to, let's say, James Aranis,
yeah,
a Dodong, just like a high level Filipino player who's like not quite. I mean, I don't think there's really anybody who would beat you, and I think that's a safe assumption. It's not an arrogant assumption. I don't think it's kissing ass. I think it's just a general consensus among
I
the people
appreciate
in the.
that, but I still don't know.
But, you know, I think it's something that the people in the know. I don't think
Right.
anybody will beat you. I mean,
No, my ball pocketing definitely hurts me.
yeah, absolutely, and that's been your Achilles heel.
People always say I shoot so straight. I'm like, no. I said, no, that's not the case.
No, I mean you shoot awesome bull. I mean, I'm not trying to dog on you.
Right.
I think you play fantastic. But again, if there's one aspect that you're not unbelievable at, it's that.
Right. I just want to shoot as straight as you. I'd be fine.
What a shot by Al there. That's a lot of great speed control there.
It's crazy how good Al still plays at his age.
It's unbelievable. He's out, he's still out there on table 17, table 18, his tables, playing 100 a game, 50 a game, 200 a set. He's
That's
crazy. In
crazy.
action.
Yeah.
He loves it. It keeps him
Now
sharp.
See, it's like some of these things he does really well, and then sometimes and it's not that he don't do most of the stuff well. It's just sometimes it's the shot selection and like that right there. Just I was playing. I think it was the first time I played Dennis, that big match at California Billiards, and when I won, and I was talking to Shane or something, and he even said he told me a couple times he's like your problem is you never want to take your time and just look at the next playing shape, because I always shoot quick, so, and that's the truth. I mean, it is the truth, I mean, I shoot pretty quick most of the time, and I kind of mess up my own outs once in a while. So, but if I took my time and played, percentages and, looked at where I needed to get to more.
Oh, yeah. I think that would make a difference, too. I agree. Eric in the comments, Lil Al is 78 years young. 78. God bless his heart. I hope I play as good as him at that age.
Right.
Al's always walking too. He's strong. He's a strong man. Like he's walking. He's exercising every day. It's kind of amazing actually. And I want to have tournaments like this for little Al. I want to have a John Henderson event. Guys who should be recognized for dedicating their lives to the sport. Nobody really acknowledges them. I have a platform here with the business to kind of say, thanks for, dedicating your life to this game that we all love. Wow, what an interesting shot. Why would you? Interesting. You almost scratched there. If you can hit that 5-ball, banking at 2 cushions. What the hell was that, Francis? What do you like to do here? Do you like the combo, the 314 bank?
For me, I'm going to cross the 11 and bring the cue ball to the top. And the reason being is because you don't want to break the 314 up when it's covering up all the balls that go to the other guy's hole.
Okay, I see what you mean. Because they don't go to his side, but they go into your side anyways.
Right.
What a shot there.
See, and now you got to cover up for all your pocket,
I see. It's a good shot there. Good call, Tony.
Jeff
So
Gregory,
now
thank you
he's
for
in a
sharing the
little bit of
stream.
a bad spot. So the only good shot he's got is to kick with low right hand English really hard at the back side of the 11. But you got to catch the deep side of the 11. So that way both balls come out instead of the 11 sitting right there if you hit it dead square on.
I see what you mean. So you got to put a lot
You
of draw.
won't scratch if you hit it with enough aggression on the low side, both balls come out. So as soon as the 13 comes out off the bank, it's going to kick the 11 up too. I don't really like hitting it soft, I don't think.
It's a big scratch there.
I mean, it worked out.
Honestly. I mean, but did it really work out though? Because I mean, here you can go off the edge of the 5 and put him back in the same
he just
spot.
dodged. So here's a good spot for Al to just run off the 5, go to the bottom top rail, and then back to the middle diamond on the right side.
Would you try making this 5 ball to create an additional strength, or do you want to just hit it thin?
No, I mean, how can you make it? What do you mean?
You shoot the 5 on the upper left-hand corner and do what you just said.
No, I would just rather just run it off the rail so that way it's a bankable ball. You see what I'm saying? Just like that. Now it's bankable to my hole. But see, he hit it too fat and he let him still come to the backside of the 11 now, I think. So that's why he needed to get to that second diamond. If he would have got to the middle diamond on that rail, he would have been in a really good spot.
Now he's got the 5 ball. 5 ball plays big here. You can bank the 5 ball.
Now is a good time for banking the 5. I think he's looking to take the 1, which I wouldn't look to take the 1 ball here. I mean, it's free, but I don't like just 1 ball. I'd rather put him in a worse spot. Now he's in a worse spot because now he's got to move the ball that he's in front of. Not sure what he's trying to do here.
He's trying to bank the 12 ball and send the cue ball back down.
No, cannot see that ball. Can he? Wow.
Oh, yeah.
I definitely didn't think that. See, I'm cross-eyed or something, I think. Because I would have never thought I could have seen that. Now, Francis got a decent shot here. He might be able to actually cut this 14 a little fat.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
Francis hit that one.
I think he got lucky, though. I don't think none of the balls go. The 3 might go.
Yeah, 3 goes, it looks like. From up. I actually just got out of the booth and took a look, and then 3 ball does go. Pretty sure it does. It's tight. No, he overcut it.
He hit it. I think he hit it kind of fat, you mean, right? I think he hit the top rail, I think he hit the top rail, not the bottom rail.
Okay.
I think he did.
Well, anyways, it didn't end up as bad as it could have, considering he put the 3 ball back in some type of threat position.
I didn't like that.
And you gotta pay, buddy.
So here's a really good spot. Like, I'm pretty sure he could run the cue ball and draw off of it and make the 11, I think. That's just me and my, creativity thinking that right now. Not sure. I can't really tell at this point. It looks like it, but other than that, I would bank the 3 fat with high and kind of play it 2 rails to my hole.
Mm-hmm. Which is the shot I honestly see.
Here's the difference. Here's another good shot. Just run the off the side of the 9 and the 15 and kind of drift up. The 9 will touch the 15, right? And it would have broken up the 2 and the 10, and you could have still left them on that side. So now you have more balls open towards your hole too.
Okay, yeah. So now that Francis can see the 3 ball, it's really, there's nothing that will go to. Al's side anymore, that at least cleanly.
Now nobody's looking at this, but I'm just going to show you. I think the 10 goes off the 11 towards his hole. Not saying that's the right shot, but I'm just saying I think it does.
Wow.
You
What a
see
hit.
what happens when you don't open up balls that are clogged by your hole? You give people a chance to shoot at balls that they shouldn't be able to.
Now, Al's just going to make it. He doesn't even look at the 12. Doesn't want to even flirt with missing.
That's old school for you. They'll never even look at it straight in. They don't care. They're looking at that ball. If they miss it, they know they're going to self you.
Tony.
I didn't really like that. I mean, it's okay, but I didn't really like it.
So now he's going to open up the 10-2, put the cue ball on the bottom rail. I mean,
Nope. I don't think he's going to. That's the thing. If he didn't do it before, and he probably should do it right now, but he won't. But the thing is, I think the other thing is you got to remember, like, even though Al is a good player, he might not think about, can he control how hard he hits the 10-2 and where the 10 and the 2 are going to go, and can he draw it back without drawing it? You know, making sure he hits a rail at the same time.
right.
Because the angle's a little, funny. So
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people don't know who Francis is. You know, Francis is a Sacramento local strong player. Likes to mix it up with a couple of the guys for lunch money. He likes a little bit of action. Have you ever played Francis, Tony? You guys ever make a game?
we played a couple games here and there. I've been in a couple games here and there. He gave me some McCooney money.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, we got McCooney's. Crazy how good that place is.
So if I'm Al right here, I'm banking the 2 rails, the 14, and kind of pushing the cue ball up a little bit. I think he's got a pretty good angle. If he can just hold the angle and just put it close to the hole, he doesn't really have to make it.
Looks like Al's going to go up table. Try to roll the cue ball on the long rail or try to draw it back on the short rail. I don't think
See, but this is one of the reasons he's going to end up moving the ball. Let's see. See, no good.
That bank on the 10 ball's big.
Well, the thing is, Francis really can't make this 10 ball. I don't think he can.
And that's one way to go, Buster.
That wasn't a very good shot there. I don't know what he was trying to do anyways, because first off, he was going to sell the 12 out, even if you did hit it good. I don't think he could have. Now, if I'm Al, I'm not so sure I even want to bank at this ball. I might just roll the 5 down to my hole and just stick him on the 9.
I don't think you can do that, Tony. I think the 5 is too thick on the...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Al's really old school.
No, I know. That's why I made the comment a little while ago, because I figured that's going to be his style. You know, there's a 2-way street when it comes to certain things like that. I hate telling a little bit of a secret, but anytime somebody's playing offense, the other person's always going to play defense, right?
Yeah.
But I'd rather be on the offensive end of everything.
Absolutely.
Now I'll get a free bank on the 10.
Now, do you do a stop
Just play
shot?
pocket speed.
Pocket speed. You like to just roll this ball forward, right?
Yeah. No. You just use a little bit of low. Low is easier to handle and easier to control the bank. Wow, he really didn't go for that bank.
I think he's just kind of almost messing with Francis, like just trying to grind him down into the ground here. Just
Yeah, that's tough.
it's hard to win.
But you got the bank at that ball. I mean, there's
Yeah.
certain shots you just can't pass by. If you won't shoot at that, what will you shoot at?
The object is to make 8 balls into your hole, not push them to your side.
Right. I mean,
But you know what?
a lot of people don't know what to do in spots like this because there's not a ball for them to draw off of and stuff like that. Sometimes you got to create an angle to play the cue ball. Here he's supposed to bank the 15 like he did, but he should have hit it a little fatter, and he did hit it good, and he did get the cover up.
That is a big, big turnaround there from where things were.
But just remember, that's what's supposed to happen when you don't shoot at your hole.
Mm-hmm.
When you don't shoot at your hole, guess what? The other person's going to.
Uh-oh. And here is, I'll stake Francis here to run 1 ball. I'm not going to stake him to run 2 balls, though.
You got to bet on 2.
Yeah, no, El Paso. El Paso, Texas.
Now, here's a good spot. Like, okay, so the ball's messed up, right? He's only going to run 1. I would shoot this super hard, 2 rails deep, and I wouldn't care where the cue ball goes because I'd be trying to make the ball on the side and hoping I skim off of it and come to the, run off to the, to the top side.
But high inside on this ball to slide underneath.
I didn't think he could hit that angle, but he got a heck of a good angle there. Yep.
I still don't like
That's
the
what
2,
you
though.
get for being in it.
Tony, I still don't like it from here.
I still like the roll. He's still going to have to roll it up.
Yeah. Bank combination on the 5 after this. Or combo bank, excuse me. See? I didn't like it. I didn't like it.
Yeah.
Running 2 was gambling.
He shot that ball like he was me. That's about how I would have shot it.
Oh, shit.
That's the tough part. When it's 4.5, it's hard to get them balls out a little bit.
Yeah.
Titties come into play.
Yes, they do. Yeah, I think so. Oh, and Francis missed the ball. Francis, back on. Point, please. He's got that. No, I'll try to hit the ball thin and whiffed it. And that's going to leave a mark. It's going to change. Al had the control, was at 5, and he's losing control. He's going to have to.
Quite the momentum shift in the last
I don't
3
really
innings.
like the spot where he's putting the cue ball, that's for sure.
I was thinking that. Like, why would you put the cue
Like,
ball?
why? Yeah, I didn't really understand that.
I mean, you're better off putting it straight in and draw it back and try to make the 6 ball.
He's got some good shots here, some options. As far like creativity shots is what I should say, not good shots. Al's going to have to kind of try to open his hole up. Or his side up table. So a good shot might just be to just thin the 9 and kind of run off and bring it down here. Because right now, certain balls in certain positions don't help.
Now, Tony, for you, like, you know, you're obviously so advanced in terms of seeing these things because you've played the best in the world over and over and over again. You've beaten the best, but for the normal, sane human being who isn't Tony Chohan, what what advice would you give to, like, say, hey, you know what, this is what it's going to take to see things the
Well,
way
like
I
I
see
said, I mean, here's
besides?
the thing. Everybody's always so here's the problem with a lot of people that doesn't make a lot of people step to the next level or get any better because they're stuck doing the same thing always. If I continue to keep doing the same thing my whole life, would I be a good player now?
No.
If I didn't try things that I never tried before, would I have accomplished some of the stuff I accomplished? No. And the reason being is because I was willing to try and I was willing to go outside. I mean, listen, a lot of people always say I shoot the stupidest shots in the world or I get lucky or this, that, and the other. I tell them, well, I feel more comfortable with some of the shots I did. And sometimes the people you're playing, if you don't shoot certain things, you're not going to beat them
Right.
because they're going to, scenarios play out. But I mean, I just think outside of the realm. I'm not, my thinking pattern and your thinking pattern isn't the same, so it's like, I mean, obviously you're a great player and you could probably execute 9 out of 10 of the things that I'm going to tell you to do, but you probably just don't shoot them because you don't actually think about it more or less.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's one thing I'll be the first one to admit, I don't see, like, you see these things, and I'm actually just listening to you speak, and I'm thinking, you son of a gun. Like, it makes sense, it's because I consider myself you know,
And you're
above
not no
average
bad player
intent.
by far. I mean,
Yeah.
you're what, I mean, you're even becoming a heck of a one pocket player too. So it's not like, I mean, I'm not bad mouthing or nothing. I'm just saying,
Oh,
I'm
not
just
at
trying.
all. I like learning. I know. I think we can all learn something from each other.
Right.
So I'm man enough to acknowledge that.
Shit, I mean, trust me, like if I do hit balls once in a while, and sometimes like I'll just I'll experiment on something just to see, just to see how the balls react. I mean, I'm still learning, it's not like, when I kick at balls, I still learn things, or, it's just, you can never stop trying to learn.
Now, if
Now
you
that
had
was
to
a good shot, but the problem was that you have to make sure you miss that,
stack,
uh, the spot balls.
if you have to give credit, Tony, to some one individual where you learned a lot of one pocket from, who would it be, Efren?
Honestly, I learned a lot from like Monk.
Oh, Costanzo.
Yeah. Like I used to see him shoot shots and I would never even thought about it. Like you know, back in the days there was a guy named Tennessee John. I don't know where he's at now or anything. But one time he come to Sacramento and him and Monk were playing 300 a game or 200 a game back then, which was big action. So I'd sit there and watch, and I'd see him shoot some shots. And sometimes he'd show me some shots here and there. I mean, I used to donate to, anybody that was around him, Todd Marsh, Bill Crest. I mean, Bill used to help me when I was first beginning. He tried to tell me to put my cue underneath my chin. I said, listen, bud, I said, I'm a little too big to be doing that. I said, I just can't do it. But I tried it and I did it. I did it for like 6 hours straight one day. But here's the thing. I tell people to do that and that's going to help you eventually. And eventually you get comfortable to where you can raise up off the table, off your cue. You don't have to be all the way down on it, every time.
Right. Yeah, it's
We're not
interesting.
always going to be perfect fundamentals every shot. Sometimes it's going to work, sometimes it's not. Nobody's perfect. I mean, Efren misses, in his prime. I mean, it's just things happen.
Yeah, absolutely. It's interesting you say the Monk. I know he's still around Reno, Nevada, and
Yeah.
he's still old school player. I mean, that man's a legend. Out here.
The funny part is most people never really. I mean, people knew of him, but he wasn't really like one of those guys. I think people ended up knowing him when he beat like Siegel in that tournament in Vegas or whatever, and that was before my time. But I just, I think that's might have been when people actually kind of knew of him more or less.
Oh wow, this guy's a player.
Yeah.
And that's one thing about little Al. Like my dad, my dad doesn't ever compliment people
Right.
ever in pool. Like he's just like, yeah, he was a good player.
Right.
Al Romero is one guy that my dad heavily compliments. Heavily.
Right.
And for my dad to compliment anybody,
Right.
I mean, it's a big deal. And my dad used to tell me that over in 4th and Main in Los Angeles, that little Al wouldn't play anybody for money. He wouldn't show up until like 6 or 7 in the morning after everyone's been playing all night. Everyone's tired. Everyone's was taking their uppers and they're all coming down. And then he would come in fresh, fully rested, and just get the money. He's like, Al was just smarter than everybody else. And my dad said he started realizing how smart he was because
I mean, I can say this much. There's a lot of people, we do know that a lot of people use whatever they use or whatever to play. But they don't understand is like somebody coming in fresh, you're not always got to beat that person because and the smart guys, they'll like at the Derby or something, they'll sleep all day and they'll come out at night. They're fresh as a daisy and get up there and play, while say myself, I don't use nothing, but here's the difference. I'm up all day because I wake up early in the morning. I'm sitting around, I'm playing a tournament. I don't go and sleep all the time. I just don't have time to sleep. You know what I mean? Like I got other things to do. I can't just sleep all day.
Yeah.
So I'll wake up early every morning. I'm one of the pool players probably that I'm up early every morning.
Me too. Yeah.
I sleep for like maybe 4 or 5 hours and then I'm ready to go,
Yeah. But it's funny just to think on how there were so many great players and how we all learned so much.
Just remember there's a lot of good players that came out of California, but most of the California players never went nowhere really most of the time,
Mm-hmm. I mean,
I always told people, man, listen, if you came to California, probably most road players probably would never make it out of California with money.
No, not at all. Because there was somebody in every discipline that played unbelievable. You had, in one pocket, you had Mar in one pocket, you had Jack Cooney in one pocket, and then you had, bar table pool, you had King Kong, you had Moore on the big table, you had my dad.
There was, I grew up, I used to tell people all the time, I used to play your dad all the time. I used to play Morrow all the time. I used to play, King Kong. Yeah. Well, you were around, you knew, you were sitting there, you were there, even though you weren't playing as good as you are now or nothing, but you was there, you was watching.
Tony, there's a question in the comments for you, and Brian Lepask is asking, who do you think is the best current one pocket player in the world?
In my opinion, it has to be Dennis, and the reason being is because his firepower is just it's too heavy. I mean, everybody says Alex is a great player, and I'm not saying Alex isn't, and I'm not saying Alex's firepower isn't good, but if there's one person I'm not leaving a shot to, it's definitely Dennis.
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly there, Tony. Like you see Dennis getting so many what we think are bad games, playing GRB 15-4.
Listen, I love Dennis. I hate him for the fact that he ruins any game that I could possibly ever probably make with somebody because he just gives up too much weight. And then everybody wants to try to hold me to that. And I'm like, listen, I'm not as good of a player as Dennis. And you got to, people just got to figure that out. I mean, yes, I can beat him maybe on a given day, but overall, no.
No, I mean, it's surreal. Like I want to bet against Dennis all the time. And I'm like, wait a minute, I can't bet against Dennis because he's.
I mean, I heard he give I'm not saying Austin Hill's a great player, but he gave the guy 18-4, and I mean he's not horrible.
He gave Austin 18-4. I thought it was 14-4.
I heard it was 18-4, and I heard Austin needed one, and it was hanging in his hole, and Dennis needed all of them. He needed 18 balls and won the game. I mean that's disgusting.
That's kind of disgusting. And for those of you who have no idea who Austin Hill is, what scratches end up scratching there now. Changed the game there a lot. Austin plays probably high 500 Fargo. You know, just
He could be a heck of a queue builder if he just stick to it. I mean, truth be told, I mean that's really his calling, and he just doesn't understand it. I mean, everybody wants to be a good pool player, but there's more money in queues than there is playing pool. I would bet.
yeah, I agree. And Little Al has ball in hand, and he just doesn't quite
In this
know.
spot, you're supposed to just bank. Like he's got the cue ball kind of in a good spot. I would move the cue ball a little bit over to the left and leave it to where I could use high inside and hit the cue ball, you know, to where you can bank the 12 into the side of the 2, so both balls come out and the cue ball kind of just swings into the rail, stays there.
That's a good shot there. Whoa, wow.
That might have worked out.
That might have worked out. And the banks are open on that 15 ball. Maybe overcut here and run into the 6 ball, and you make it. You run possibly 3. If not, you hopefully leave it hanging and put that ball on layaway. Oh wow, you missed everything. I didn't know you can avoid everything.
A little bit risky there.
I would have drawn into the 6 ball.
Yeah. But I think he still wouldn't have been able to get there.
Yeah, the 5 ball plays pretty comfortably. He's going to try and make the ball. The only danger behind that is scratching. He overdraw it. Oh, and he whiffed it right into the rail. And I feel like Little Al's going to shoot this combo and play the 6 ball.
Honestly, he's got to shoot the 5 into the ball that's hanging in his hole with the high right and kind of just swing straight across for the 11 and 6.
And he's not going to do that. He's going to opt to shoot it directly. Well, free ball here. He's just got to follow the cue ball. Good shot there by Al.
Problem is not running the balls. See, that's where you got to kind of be comfortable to run the balls there.
All right. I'm going to go do some damage control, guys.
All right.
All right, Oscar, we'll see you back in a little bit. Thanks. So, Tony, while we're looking at the rack here, there's another question in the comments. Randy Walker's asking, you've been playing primarily one pocket for quite some time. Do you see yourself stepping into the arena to play any 9 or 10 ball, or where are you at on that?
I don't mind playing 9 or 10 ball. It's just, to me, I mean, really, I don't enjoy it because of the breaking, the breaking and stuff like that. It's just too easy to break, and it just kind of takes the game out, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's not that I wouldn't. It's just, I'm not. I have a lot of things I don't like about the 9 and 10 ball and not being able to, when I do play in the events, I do good. It's not like I don't. It's just there's a little bit of favoritism in politics when it comes to 9 and 10 ball, it seems like, and I kind of don't enjoy knowing that no matter how good you possibly could be, certain people are going to get invited to certain things and stuff like that.
That's fair.
Sadly.
Can we talk about invitation events?
Just in general, you know. I mean, look, you're a great 9 and 10 ball player. I mean, you don't get invited.
Oh, no, I don't get invited on. I've considered myself the top 5 American in rotation for
Right.
the past 15 years, 12 years for sure. But that's neither here nor there. But, it's just a matter of, I guess.
I just think it's kind of, it's just, I don't feel like, and another thing is it's like, if I go and I play a lot of these guys' games, which is, if I go and support somebody's 9 and 10 ball, when I say support, I'm talking about like these guys that are more favored to win the events than I am, but yet they won't play in a one pocket event and they're just as good. They're not dead horrible. And, it's like everybody should pay their dues playing one game or the other regardless, so.
Yeah, for sure.
Emily Frazier from Matchroom was just interviewed by Nate Mindham on the Queued Up Network and asking about, is there going to be any actual requirements or clearly identified metrics that players can use to determine if they're going to be eligible to play in the Moscone Cup? And she kind of answered it and she kind of didn't. She hinted that there would be a formal process that might come out in the next year or two, but nothing concrete. Did you happen to hear that?
No, I didn't. Honestly, I didn't even care, to be honest, to listen, just because I'm kind of like Tony in many ways. Tony and I have similar personalities in that we're very ambitious and very hungry. So Tony's ambition, for example, was obviously one pocket. He's hungry to get better and better and better and play the big games. I was like that too. And Tony's done, in other business ventures. He's incredibly gifted and incredibly smart. But I feel like my new hunger is a business. I'm very ambitious when it comes to the business side, of the pool hall. And I'm learning more and more. So this whole pool thing, honestly, and I think Tony probably feels the same way. I'm kind of sick and tired of the politics and people telling me what they think is the proper.
I mean, here's the truth. Like, you have a business as far as pool, and you have a certain way people have to think about you, more or less. I don't really care how anyone thinks about me, so I tell it how it is. I don't really care for what they do. And when I say they, I'm talking about like Matchroom and stuff like that. They can act like they're trying to do a lot for pool, but the difference is, if you want to do a lot for pool, I understand in business you have to make money doing whatever you're doing. And I appreciate what they're doing. I'm not going to say I don't appreciate what they're doing. I just don't like the fact that you're setting a criteria, but certain other people don't have to fill that criteria.
Right. I agree 100%.
Because, I mean, if the truth be told, if these guys want to play me a set of a few different games, I've always been for it.
Absolutely.
I offer it all the time. If I see you, and I tell these people all the time, I'll play you a set of each. I'll play you, people hate hearing it because they don't feel like they can win playing one game. Well, I don't feel like I can win playing the other game, so let's do it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I've stepped up and played Moscone Cup European champions left and right. And
right.
I played them I played Kazaikas, a big set for like, what, 14,000?
Right.
He didn't like it very much.
More or less that, the gambling aspect of it will never be recognized or whatever, I guess, more or less, they feel like, I don't know. I mean, I guess if you want a bunch of robots that sit there and do the, have their own little break, soft break and make the same ball every time in the same layout, I just don't care to watch it. It's just not me.
Yeah, I agree. Whatever. Gambling pays better.
Yeah.
Well, Al needs one.
Yeah, Al needs one ball here, and Francis needs Jesus.
So, like in this spot, he should just use a little bit of high English, bank it a little bit higher so the ball just falls down, which it should.
I don't even like touching the 2 ball here. I mean, you only need 1 ball, and Francis needs 4 of them. Just leave those balls alone unless it's an open bank.
I mean, he can just bank at this ball hard and bank it a little bit longer. So if he does misses it, it goes around the table and back to the side. But I mean, I like just banking it soft. I mean, I don't. Yeah. See, I mean, he hit
Goes
it.
around the hole.
Yeah.
What a shot.
Great.
Yeah.
They made a mistake there. They made a mistake. Oh well. Oh, it is what it is now.
But it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is.
All right, both players are tied 1 game apiece. This is the winner's bracket. They're racing to 3. Special thank you to Tony Chohan and Oscar Dominguez for sitting in the booth, commentating with us. Just, it's the best back and forth commentary we've had yet in our stream in 10 and a half weeks of doing it.
Look at this shot. He didn't want it to go in, but what a shot. Jeez Louise.
No, that's a good spot for it to go in because now he gets to bank the 9 over towards his hole and kind of spin underneath into the backside of the 9.
That's true.
Or to tell you the truth, I might bank the 9 into the stack and play the cue ball into the 4. Reason being because I don't think the 7 or the 13 go.
I mean, if you do make the 13, you almost have to carry him it off the 7, and the 7 ball's pushing towards the
Right.
hole. I mean, there's really no. The benefits
But he's
outweigh
going to take
that
the
1
safer
ball.
route, which is perfectly fine right there.
Really, that was a good shot there. Good
Yeah.
reply. I mean, considering
It
this
was
is
kind
not
of a
your
good
break.
shot, more or less, also because he blocked off the 2 from being banked.
Francis hit that bank as good as he can possibly hit it.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
got a good roll.
He got the most out of that situation.
Now here's a good shot. Bank the 7 and kind of run the cue ball. Well, he might have a ball wired, it looks like, maybe. Or he's looking. And that ball might go. I'm not so sure. I can't tell. But
The 11, 1, 10.
yeah, that's what it looks like. Me, I'm probably just going to shoot off the 15. If it doesn't go, I would shoot the cue ball off the 15 and kind of run to the backside of those balls. Or yeah, and just kind of run into the backside of the side rail into the 13 maybe. If it looks possible, I think it is.
Al is really taking his time here. While we're waiting for Al to look at this, guys, we have a YouTube channel called Aaron's Pool Parlor. Matches like these are uploaded 3 days a week on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. They are all streamed in 4K. We just recently released the Oscar Dominguez and Fedor Gorst match from last month. This is all free content, so check out our YouTube channel and subscribe. There's great highlight clips and matches in their entirety there for your enjoyment. What a shot. I didn't even see that as a possibility, Tony. Did you?
I didn't even see it, honestly. I just had turned away for a second and then seen.
He banked the 4 into the long rail and came down and hit the 6 on the short rail.
Oh, yeah. But I would have probably, he hit it good.
He's back to
I like the 7 ball, 2 rails, and stick the cue ball to the side.
See, your
Just
brain
put it
just
on the
works at
backside.
a
9,
disgusting
13.
level. Yeah, it's not normal. How do you see this?
Actually, you probably should just shoot the 15-8 because none of those balls go to his hole.
Yeah, just follow the cue ball into the 14 and freeze him in the
I
stack.
wouldn't
right?
follow it. I'd actually shoot it hard enough to draw to the 4 probably. And the reason being because of that right there. Because now he gets to shoot the 8 cross into his hole, and then he might get a little love off the 13 and move the 13 out of the way. If he does, well, I'm not so sure he can bank it or cross it. It's going to be close, but it's definitely a shot you have to shoot. I don't really like that. Well, that worked out, actually. I didn't see where he was going. I think Al can make the... No, he can't. So, as soon as Al moves, I can see where those balls were placed. I would have to kick at the 2 rails at the back of the 15. So that way the cue ball, if it hits the bottom... I don't like that angle. He did get lucky. No, he didn't. He either had to kick 2 rails at it or kick and make the 8. But he didn't get it.
That is deep in the shelf.
He's going to have to draw straight back out. Just a little yank.
Could be a cheap
Might
date,
got a
I
little
think.
funny there.
Yeah, it's gonna have to bump off the 9 here. It's not gonna be able to run too much more, it seems like.
No, he might not. Yeah, I was going to say. I didn't think he might not be able
He was
to.
in trouble.
So in this spot, I would shoot the 9 into the 14, but hit the right side of the 14 so both balls go away. If he hits the 14 a little thinner, the 9 would have come further towards his side. Like little shots like that and placing balls and stuff like that is huge because it works for the future shots and helps your side of the table and stops somebody from shooting towards their hole. See, so Francis just placing balls at the moment.
Use the stack to protect the 3.
Yeah. So like a good shot here, he should be able to bank the 4 and draw right in between the 15 and 3 because the angle allows it. But he doesn't, he's not really going to go for anything, I don't think. Al won't. That was a good shot. So all the balls kind of open towards Al's hole.
Actually go back over there. I feel like we're getting a little busy, so I'm gonna go help my staff real quick and help serve some beers. Do what I do best.
Oscar Dominguez, thanks for stepping in. Maybe we'll see you later today, but
Yeah,
it's been a treat. Thank you so much. Back to work, Oscar goes here at Hard Times Billiards in Sacramento. Tony Chohan's old stomping ground.
Yes, sir.
So Oscar's made a very generous contribution and donation of $100. So he's currently in the lead for that poison break jump cue. That's a $290 cue. And that cue is simply going to go to whoever donates the most money today. So he's leading that right now. In addition, every $5 he donated is one raffle ticket entry into the $1,200 Jacoby custom cue, which we will be spinning a wheel for later today here live. Francis is back at the table here. These two games, Tony, have been just slow, to me, slow grinds, just back and forth. Not
Yeah,
as
they're both trying to play
explosive as how we see
position.
you play.
Yeah, they're both playing. Well, Al's going to play a little more conservative, and they're both playing a little conservative. Some shots they won't shoot, but Francis, he's shooting at his hole a little more than Al will, obviously. And so that's why Al's countering the way he is. Not bad.
Tony, in your career of playing one pocket, what's the longest individual game of one pocket you've ever been a part of? Have you had a game that lasted an hour and a half or 2 hours or more?
I want to say maybe 45 minutes or an hour, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Table. We're tied 1 game apiece, racing to 3 on the winner's side of this tournament. And the tournament director, Brian, has just told me there's 38 players remaining in this event today. So we're going to be winding down possibly as late as 10 p.m. Pacific time.
Got a little lucky there.
It doesn't look like he has a bank shot.
I think we know now, though, that if he would have had a bank shot, he probably wouldn't have shot it.
There's truth in that. Victor Castro, you're in for your donation. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Adam Stickles is a good guy.
Sure is. He's a big supporter of the pool community, and he's our latest sponsor. So we're very fortunate to have him.
In this spot, I like just banking the spot ball into the 3 and kind of just punching the cue ball straight through.
This match started at about 12:30 Pacific time, and we're tied 1-1. And here we are, 10 minutes after 2, and there's a lot of play left in this match.
Mhm. Shot.
Straight shot.
Right here, you want to bank the 15 into the backside of the 3 and draw the cue ball down the rail a little bit. Just like that. Now, here's a good spot for a good little shot where you just cross the 13, you cross the 3 a little fat, and it just kind of crosses it over a little, and the cue ball goes straight and kind of maybe sticks right. It might come right behind the 7. So it's like a cover.
Randy Walker, thank you for your donation. You're in the prize giveaway for later today. Thank you. So Tony, how do you feel about what we started doing here yesterday at Aaron's Pool Parlor with the wireless heart rate monitors? Do you see yourself ever doing something like that for a big $40,000 matchup?
I mean, I could just be out of shape, and that's the reason why my heart beats are. No, I mean,
you have stamina that just never ends. I mean, you just grind out for 15, 20 hours or more. I mean, nobody can talk about your shape until they get on the table for 20 hours matching up, right? I mean,
no, that's for sure. Sometimes you get tired or whatnot, but for the most part, I think for as big as I am, I handle it pretty well. Luckily. Good shot here. I would shoot the 3 off the. No, see, I didn't like that. Well, see, he's not going to play as aggressive as me, but for me, I would have shot the 3 off the side of the 14, let it come off the 14 fat and bank it, and then it might come towards my hole.
mm-hmm.
Now, Francis will probably bank at the 1, I'm sure, with a little bit of high inside, just to try to hold the cue ball to the backside a little bit. I just use high a little bit, tap it inside. Yeah. That in a good spot.
On. All right, so Tony is going to step out and take a little break. He'll be back for the Oscar Dominguez match here in just a little bit. So Tony, thanks for stepping in.
And yeah, no problem.
We'll talk to
I
you
appreciate
soon,
it.
okay?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye.
So Lil Al's still at the table here, looking at his options. We have a lot more pool left to play here, guys. We're going to be here for at least 8 more hours, and we're glad you guys are joining us today. Hope everybody's having a good Sunday afternoon. Wow. It's a great cross rail bank by Lil Al. There's just you guys can probably hear a little bit of the talk on an adjacent table. We have two players matched up that are just out of disagreement a little bit. Nothing big, but if you happen to hear the commotion, all is good. I'm going to get an update on the score here, guys. It looks like we're a little off. We'll get that corrected here in just a second.
Francis, what's the score? 5-5? Ball count? Yeah, ball count.
All right, guys, we have the ball count updated here. It's 5-5. All right, guys, we're back here, and I want to welcome back Aaron Remigio. He's doing remote commentary with us right now from his house. Aaron, thanks for being a part of this today. It's good to hear your voice again. How are you?
I'm doing all right. I wish I could be there. Of course, I would like to be playing this event, but I get to see a few people that I haven't seen in a while. Like I haven't seen Al in action in a little while. As Oscar mentioned earlier, he usually plays on like table 17 or like table 20 in the other side of the room. And I get to see him walking around the table from afar, but I don't really get to see him play as much. And when I was in Hard Times in Bellflower, he was in action all the time or working on cues. And it's good to see that again. It's been a little while for me.
For sure. Foch is here, actually. I saw him yesterday, and I'm sure he's still around for the event. So it was nice to finally meet him after having him in our chat comments and the live streams for the last month or so that we've been communicating. So that was cool. Brian LaFlame, the tournament director, just gave me an update. We're down to 32 players left in this event. If any of you want to look and see where all the matches are and who's playing who and who's won and who's lost, It's all online, updated in real time. Just go to digitalpool.com, click on tournaments. You can select the Lil Al One Pocket event, and then click brackets, and that'll pull up the entire bracket for this 66 player field. There's also a link in our comments for it as well.
Actually, I'm gonna check that out. I didn't realize that yesterday. I just kind of jumped in here and there yesterday during the matches, but I didn't know it was online. So I'll check that out real quick.
Yeah. Bobby Jan, thank you for your donation. You are in the donation, and you're going to be possibly winning that $1,200 cue, because we don't have a lot of people entered right now, and there's a lot of opportunity there. So good luck to you. Good luck to everybody. If anyone else would like to make a donation and help our stream and possibly win a $1,200 Jacoby custom cue, every $5 is one ticket in that wheel spin. And again, we're going to be doing that live later tonight during this live stream. So this match has been going on now, Aaron, for, coming up on 2 hours now, actually. And this is only the third game of the match. They've really been grinding out.
Yeah, I actually tuned in at the start of it, just before they started, and man, just picking Tony's brain with just all his knowledge of this particular game. I learned so much in just that short period of time. So many strategical things that I realized I was doing incorrectly, and I'm more of an offensive player when it comes to one pocket, and he was talking about offense and defense, and man, I'm still, my brain is still kind of stimulated from what he was saying and thinking of things that I can do differently when I get back to the table.
Yeah, that was just to have Tony and Oscar doing commentary on the same one pocket match. I mean, that was pretty special, right? That's pretty cool.
Exactly. I was surprised. I didn't know Tony was going to jump on, and the fact that Oscar jumped on top of that, it's just a wealth of knowledge there.
Let's see. Lil Al has 7 now, I believe. Is that right, Aaron?
Yes. This is his last ball.
All right. So just like that, Lil Al's on the hill racing to 3. Lil Al's breaking. That was a pretty good break there. I mean, he moved quite a few balls over to his hole.
Yeah, it's a pretty strong break. Usually in this situation, you might see somebody, say for instance, maybe he'll try to bank the 10 and put the cue ball in the stack, but where the 4 lies and the 7, it makes it really difficult to get out of this. That was an even better shot than I saw. That works out really well. Same idea, just different balls that he contacted. Tony was talking about playing strength to your side of the table. Al had a really strong break, but I think he, on that particular shot right there, I think he let some of that strength go, because now Francis banked the 7 out of there, put the cue ball underneath those 2. Yeah, Al had a really strong position, and all of a sudden it's gone. How quickly things can change.
Bart Mahoney, yes, there are 32 players back. 32 players left in this tournament. We started at 66 yesterday, and that list is just whittled down. We started today at 44 2 hours ago. So We've gone from 44 to 32 in 2 hours.
Still trying to look at the brackets and see where everybody is. So excuse me if I go silent for a second. I noticed that Jerry Johnson won his match earlier today, and the winner of this plays Jerry. So you have a couple of old school players that are holding their own here.
I don't know if you saw the match last night, or last match of the night. Last night was Jerry, and God, they were just grinding out. He looked so good playing.
Yeah, it's just so astounding how well both Al and Jerry can play at their age. They're both in their 70s, I believe, and it's.
Yeah, I think Jerry is 72, I believe, and then of course Lal is 78.
Yeah. I'm still aspiring to play as good as both of these players, as both of those players. And
we have a few years to get there.
Yeah. They forgot more than I know, that's for sure. It's
I don't know if you heard, Aaron, but the next match on this table has already been announced. It's Rudy Estoque and Oscar Dominguez, and Tony Chohan is going to be back on for that entire commentary. You're welcome to join us. I don't know what your schedule's like. We can figure that out later, but
yeah, I think
if you want to jump on with Tony.
Yeah, I can probably just stay on.
We'd love that. We'd love that.
I noticed in the brackets, that's the last match on the winner's side to catch everybody up. So there's going to be, I think there's 12 left, 10 left on the winner's side. And at the end of that match, after this match and the end of Oscar's match, there should be 8 players left on the winner's side.
A lot of pool left.
Mm-hmm. I think this tournament's going to run real late.
Ryan was estimating 10 p.m. Pacific time, but I've heard a couple people say they think that's an optimistic estimate.
Yeah. If people are running out and that race at 2 is going to cut things shorter. But, like this match already, it's 3 games have played and it's been over 2 hours.
Yep. For sure. A lot of people in the viewer group here may not know this, but John Schmidt is near Sacramento. He's in town, and he's putting on the video presentation of his Mr. 626 run out that he performed. But it's been like a year and a half, almost 2 years that happened, and that video is still not available. So we have VIP tickets you're coming to, Aaron. We're going to be going and attending that. It's going to be about a 4-hour event with a steak dinner and meet and greet with John Schmidt, and viewing of that video and hearing his analysis on the run out. And I'm really looking forward to that. That's coming up Sunday the 14th of this month. So a week from Sunday, we're going to be doing that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it sounds like a lot of fun.
A week from today. Sunday.
Yeah. Sounds like a lot of fun. The steak dinners is an added bonus, I think. But that's, I can't wait for that analysis. Getting to hear John Smith's thoughts on exactly what he was thinking at the time. That's, where else can you get that kind of experience?
Sure. I believe that run out was 43 racks and took almost 4 hours to complete.
Unbelievable.
I think we're tied 1-1, right? Is that correct?
Yes, I think so. I don't remember. Well, Francis down to 0.
There's 13 balls on the table, so I think 1-1, and then Francis just scratched, so it's going to be 1-0, I believe.
Oh, Al forgot to pay his ball. That's what happened.
Okay. We stand corrected, so 2-0.
No, there's... I think it might be 0-0 now. 3-3. Yeah. It's all even now.
0-0 even, okay. Thank you. Steve, thank you for following our page. Guys, we've only been streaming for 10.5 weeks. This is all new to us. So if you like what you see, if you see potential in what we're doing, please follow our Facebook page, Aaron's Pool Parlor. It helps us grow. We have almost 1,700 followers in just the last 2 months, which is astounding. We had over 8,000 people watch this stream yesterday, and we are humbled. If you guys like what we're doing and want to help us grow and want to see future events, we usually stream 2 to 3 days a week. And we would love it if you would follow us so you know when we go live. We have events planned that you will be alerted to when they come up. We also started a YouTube channel that you can subscribe to for free. It's also called Aaron's Pool Parlor. And so in the last 10.5 weeks, we've compiled almost 190 hours of video, all 4K video matches. And we've hired a part-time video editor that's splicing these together, all in 4K. We have highlight reels. We have entire matches with Fedor Gorst, Oscar Dominguez, Christina Tkach, Angelo Ines. The list goes on. And we have so many in the can that we're ready to release. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're pushing out 2 to 3 new videos a week. Usually it's on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Check it out. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, and as you were saying all that, Al's been making a pretty nice little run here. He's staying on the correct side of the balls. He made a little breakout to get a shot in the 4.
Oh, that ball skidded.
Yeah, he was real concerned about the cue ball anyway. He wanted to hit a little thicker, and yeah, there probably was some sort of skid there, but he did his job with the cue ball at least. I mean, for me, I think I would have shot the 3 and either stayed right there, drew back a little bit, and then take my opportunity at the 10. But it's, yeah, I guess it's going to work out for Al. I'm a little bit torn on this shot. My instincts tell me I should bank the 3 and just hold it up there. And if I miss the 3, at least it's in the pocket. My 9-ball side of me wants to shoot the 10 and get shape on the 3, but there's no guarantee. I mean, it's tough to get perfect on this 3-ball. So I'm more inclined playing one pocket. I like banking this ball instead. Yeah, see, I don't like that because you're traveling away from the 3-ball. I mean, he has the ball count in his favor, but there's no real threats. There's nothing putting pressure on Francis here.
I see Robert Aldana walking through. I see Jeff Gregory playing, Skippy Nakakis. A lot of great players in here.
Yeah, Skip and Jeff, that's a winner side match.
It's like, I'm not sure who. One of them is up 2-0 right now. I can't.
Yeah.
Sure who's up in that match.
That's a tough one to call. They're both shooters. Hmm. So the score is going to be 4-1 in a second. Al is just thinking about the one ball because he doesn't want to just leave the cue ball in the pocket. That leaves a free bank on the one. So I like this shot. He takes away the bank on the one. Francis can take the one out if he wants, but at least he's not going to have a shot at the hole. And Aaron, I think you misspelled Francis. There's an I, not an E.
Right. Wow. It's been up there this whole time. That was a mistype. Wow. My apologies, Francis.
I just saw that just now.
Oh my gosh. All right, that's corrected.
The way you had it is more like there's multiple Frances, like the country of France.
Do you still have digital pool pulled up, Aaron? Are you still looking at that?
Yeah, I put on the stream as well so I can see some of the comments. And just real quick, there's a Silver asking if Al's still making pool cues. Yes, he does. He has a shop right next to Hard Times.
He was. That's funny. It's funny that's asked because yesterday when the tournament started, Al wasn't even here. He wasn't even in the building to get the recognition for his tournament. He was next door working on a cue, and so he came over and missed the welcoming for his tournament in his name. Yep, he's making cues.
Yeah, he would just get lost in it. You know, he'll come in and he'll work like 12 hours just working on cues.
It's a machine. He's a machine.
Yeah, it really all depends. You know, if people ask him to replace his tips or if he has a group of cues that need to be taken down a little bit more at this particular time because the weather is correct, or then he'll come in and just work a little bit extra. But when it's raining or it's cold outside and the humidity level is just, you can't work with wood in that environment. So he'll take some days off and play pool, or he would just go in and work for a really long time. And when he does either one of them, he'll just get lost in it. And if you ever had a conversation with Al and you don't know very much about pool, or you would like to know a lot more about pool, just get ready for your mind to get blown, because there's a wealth of knowledge that he can unleash on you. And I've just kind of took a step back from some of the conversations that I had and just allowed that information to come and flow. But man, it'll blow your mind.
Score's been updated. It is 7-1 right now. Thank you. Thank you to Oscar. He just brought me over a Starbucks coffee. That is much appreciated.
I like the two rails here. Short, long on the 14. Oh, excuse me, opposite, long and short. You probably bump the 8, but if you follow it up, then, it just adds strength to your side. The only thing you have to worry about if you're Al is don't have the cue ball travel all the way to the corner where you can scratch. You want it really close, but not all the way. surprised he passed up the two railer. It was, in my opinion, I thought it was pretty straight on and dead.
That was a great shot.
Yeah. And that was the reason why I didn't like the option that Al chose right there. Al could have been a little bit more fortunate and received a shot, or just prevented Francis from seeing that bank shot. But it just didn't work out. Francis has too much firepower for that. I don't see too much here. Just send the balls up table. I mean, you could thin off the right side of the one, and the cue ball's going to go up and down table, and at least you're not lining up the 1 and the 6 completely, and you at least open up the 6 and possibly even the 1 for a shot at your pocket. He sort of did what I was talking about, but the reason why I didn't like leaving the cue ball up tables because it's kind of a free bank for Francis. Just gotta watch out for the kiss. There's no kiss.
Might have left a bank here.
Yeah, it's another free one. Ooh, he got a little lucky there. He almost sold out the 2. What a nice shot.
Oh my
What
goodness.
a nice shot. Man.
What a match. What a match.
Thanks again, everybody, for watching us here on our YouTube channel for Aaron's Pool Parlor. We hope you've enjoyed what you've seen, and we'll be back soon with more great videos for you to enjoy. Until next time, thanks for joining us.